In this video, I will show you how to create a virtual machine using VirtualBox and with the basic configuration. This is the main screen of VirtualBox. In machine new, I can open the screen for creating a new virtual computer. So the first field here is the name. We can choose a name, whatever we want. For example one. This will help us to identify the virtual machine later. Here is the folder where the files related to that virtual machines will be created. VirtualBox will create a subfolder here. So for example, this will create a subfolder called example1, and we will have our files there. This is the default directory in Linux for storing virtual machines, and you must be sure that you have enough disk space in the unit where you are creating the virtual machines, because they will take a lot of space for their hard drives. Okay, the next one is the ISO image. This is used for installing the operating system, but we will talk about it in a later video. And then we have the type and the version of the operating system that we will install inside the virtual machine. So here, if I want to install a Linux, I will pick that, Windows, Mac OS, whatever. In this case, for example, you can pick Windows here, and you have here the different versions of Windows you can have. But in my case, I want to install Ubuntu 22, for example. This this is only for because VirtualBox will do some minor improvements to the configurations, but you can pick a version here and use a completely different version when installing. And after that, we have the main data for creating the virtual machine. And in the next screen, we will set the memory and the processors that we will use for that virtual machine. Remember that when the virtual machine is running, it will use this memory and this kind of processors. Well, more or less. The memory, it will take that amount of memory for our real memory. So for example, this is the memory that I have in my computer. If I set the memory to the max, then when the memory starts, it will full the memory of my computer, and probably I will have a performance problem. So I will leave the default options here, maybe 4 gigabytes of memory. And the processors, I have a single processor, but it can run four different threads. So maybe I can select a single processor, or I can give 2 processors to the machine. So when the machine is running, it will take at most 2 of the cores of my computer. Okay, the next option is the virtual hard drives. Remember that we have set a CPU, we have set a memory for the virtual machine, and the next important part is the virtual disk. We will create a virtual disk here inside our real virtual disk that will take a lot of space, and it will be kept until we destroy the virtual machine. So in this case, I'm leaving the default options, 25 gigabytes, and if you already had you can create a virtual machine without a virtual hard disk, but it's not useful right now, or you can reuse a virtual hard drive that you had from another machine, for example. The hard drive operations and configuration in VirtualBox is complex. We are not seeing that in this course. So we will create a new hard disk. And you have a little option here that is pre-allocate full size. We are creating a 25 gigabytes hard drive. So the way VirtualBox works is inside our hard drive, it will create a file. And this file won't be 25 gigabytes length. It will be very small. And as we put things inside our VirtualBox hard drive, this file will keep growing, will be growing until it reaches the max 25 gigabytes. So at first, the virtual hard disk will be very small, and it will increase as we do things like installing the operating system and whatever. This is for improving a little bit the performance and for being sure that we will have enough hard drive space in our real hard drive for the machine, but it's not useful. It's not very useful the way we are working in this course, so we will left this check blank. Okay, and the next part is the summary. This is what we have. It presents us the option we have chosen for the virtual machine and finish. And then we have the virtual machine created. Okay, there are more settings that we will see in a later video. But what I want you to see is here, this is the folder where I created the machine. This is or if I create more virtual computers, they will appear here. I only have this one, example one. And inside this folder, I have some files. The most important ones is this one. This is the, the configuration of the virtual machine. Here, this is an XML file, but you don't need to edit this by hand. This is what you edit using the graphical interface, so you don't need to know very much about this. And this one, the VDI is the hard drive of the virtual machine. This only have 2.1 megabytes. It's very small, but when we start the machine and install the operating system and whatever, it will grow very, very fast until it reaches the 25 gigabytes. So this is a way of creating a machine, and in the next video, we will see the advanced configuration and the basic operations with virtual computers.